Okay. Okay. All right. Hopefully things are going now. We should be good. Rotating where I can see. Hopefully you should be able to see my setup here. All right, I hear confirmation that we are live. So, sorry for the delay. For anybody who is joining from Pantex, that probably helped a little bit. So you had a little bit more time since it was supposed to be right at 5. Anyway, we will just jump right in since I'm almost 10 minutes late. I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. I had something scheduled and I had the setting wrong in the scheduled one. Other one was working just fine. Anyway, YouTube learning experience. Again, we'll just go ahead and jump right in. I do have the chat box going, so yay. Yes, Karen, yay. Here we go. I hope everybody has their recipe in front of them because we will go ahead and get started. I also hope that everybody remembered to marinate your chicken. Sorry, the email didn't go out earlier yesterday. Best laid plans. But tried to give you all a warning. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Could not get my container open. I'm going to turn my pan on a medium-high heat. I apologize for the jingles. It's my dog. She does not like the noise. Piper, stop. Go. This is a normal evening in our household. So I'm sorry about that. All right, we'll let this warm up. If you need to go ahead and oil your pan, now would be the time. Mine's a nonstick. It usually does pretty well, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I say that. It will double cross me if I don't. So I'm gonna put a little bit of oil. Sorry, everybody. I see a few more people have gotten on. I'm sorry for the link issue. That was an error on my part. We have our pan heating up. Be there pretty quick. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. You can also use some spray. Oh, sorry. It doesn't like it when I take that off. Induction. It's very odd. If you have any questions as things are going on, feel free to use the chat box. Again, hopefully everything is working where y'all can join. First one, should have known. I should have known there would be some kind of challenge. Okay, so I gave you all an equipment list. So hopefully you have that in front of you. So I have my tongs. I actually do not have my own equipment list, but I feel pretty comfortable with the recipe. So I have my tongs here. I'm just going to go ahead, since my pan feels like it should be hot. It's over medium-high heat. I'm going to go ahead and get my chicken out of the marinade. And just so we have plenty of time, so you have plenty of time at home as well, I'm going to just do these 2 at a time. And I believe they estimate that it'll be done in 5 to 8 minutes. Let me double check that and see that I'm telling y'all correctly. I did cut my chicken breast in half, so that may go a little bit faster. They're really thick. The ones we get at the store here are really thick. So they just take forever to get cooked through. So I went ahead and gave them a cut through the middle. We'll just kind of watch them, kind of watch the time as well. While those are going, we'll go ahead and start on our dressing. So, which I forgot to get the soy sauce out of the refrigerator. I will also fess up, I don't have low sodium soy sauce. It's really hard to find low sodium products in town. I feel like anybody else at Pantex, please correct me if I'm wrong and I'm just not good at locating things in the store because I feel like that happens a lot too. So I have a little bowl here and my whisk, and I'm going to move this chicken where it's not as hazardous. And we'll go ahead and put in our ingredients. I am going to start with the honey rather than the soy sauce. Just because it gets the tablespoon all sticky. And I'd rather go ahead and do that first. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Christine. This was a gift from one of my wonderful friends. I always enjoy wearing my cat apron, and I don't like to get my clothes dirty. If y'all can't tell by the way that this has already started, I feel like my life is a hot mess. So messes happen for sure. Okay, 2 tablespoons of honey right into our bowl here. And then onto our soy sauce. Actually, I think my chicken may need to be turned. So keep an eye on your chicken as we're going along. Okay, so we have our honey in there and 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I think that was 3. Sometimes I lose count. All right, I'm going to also skip down. Sorry, I'm bad about this. I'm going to skip down and put in some water. So I'm going to flip over to my sink over here. Oh, that would be my mom. Okay. She's calling me back because I called her earlier. All right, so now that we've added that, sorry again to bounce around a bit. I'm going to move on to limes. I'll tell you what, I thought I had everything, and I did not. So you can see why I record these between the pets and it's always entertaining. Okay, so the limes, I'm just going to cut this in half, and then I have my juicer over here. Should have cut the other one as well when I was cutting. Y'all are probably more efficient in the kitchen than I am. All right, I'm gonna clear this out of the way. And I'm gonna check and see if our chicken is done. Sorry, I'm using all of my island space here. We're looking for a temperature of 165. And you always go through the thickest part and try to make sure that it goes in without touching. You want to try and do the middle. So sometimes you have to go at more of an angle. Mine is not that instant. So it takes a little bit. Looks like it may need a little bit more time. That one at least. Check this one and see. All right, both of my pieces of chicken could use just a little bit more time. They're close, but they're not quite there. They were at about 155. Okay, so back to our sauce. Sorry. teaspoon of red pepper flakes. If that's more than you like, or you don't like spice, then you could just leave that out, of course. All right, and onto our peanut butter. One thing I like about peanut butter, all the peanut butter selections that we have nowadays, is that you can get some that just are peanuts or peanuts and salt, and that's what I like. So I won't do a brand recognition, but they do have some really good products out there. So find one that you like. Okay, and this is going to be 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And I keep Crunchy around, so my sauce may look a little bit different than yours at home. I guess that might be a to each their own thing. I'm sure you're supposed to actually use creamy, but I don't actually, I've never made peanut sauce before. So this is oops, you can tell, I'm about to dump that. This is a first for me. Okay, perfect. Now, cooking together, I would probably just go ahead and empty this jar, but I'll try and follow the recipe. Even though if you watched any, oh yay, Karen, you too. You do crunchy peanut butter too. If you've ever watched any of my videos, then you probably know that I really don't do well following recipes. Usually change at least one thing in them. I'm going to say that I get that from my Mimi. She was also the same way. And my OCD also means that I like to get every little bit out of the measuring cups. I blame my mom for that. No waste. Okay, we should be done with that as well. And peanut butter gets everywhere, always ends up on your hand. And we should be ready to whisk this up now because we added our water in earlier. So we'll just give this a stir. Check our chicken here in a second. Maybe because I didn't use like a Jif, one of the traditional peanut butters. Mine might be a little bit runnier than yours. Again, I'm not real familiar with peanut sauce, so. I think it's looking pretty good. It is kind of tricky with the crunchies to see if it's mixed in really well because there's always going to be chunks. Okay. I'm going to say we're done with that as well. And if you want at this point, grab a spoon and give it a taste test. Again, I'm not familiar with peanut sauce, but I think it tastes pretty. Okay, so we'll try we'll check the temp on our chicken again. Oops. How's everybody else doing out there? Okay. Mine is kind of liquidy, Sophie. Yeah. Again, I'm not as familiar with how the texture is supposed to be. I apologize for that. I thought it would be something fun to try making. Karen, you may be a little more familiar with peanut sauce. I know one time you were telling me that you made some really. Oh, you might shed some light. All right, both of these pieces of chicken are at 165, so I'm going to move on to our other ones. And I'm not going to lie, chicken is one of those cross-contamination foods that I don't know, kind of weirds me out. So I prepared myself with a second pair of tongs. All right. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Amy. I'm glad that the sauce, I thought it was pretty tasty. Again, I'm not a connoisseur, but sorry, y'all. I'm going to move this because I don't want to drip everywhere. Woo. Also had an oil pop. I'll move this over here out of our way. Chicken is definitely one of those foods that I find myself washing my hands pretty regularly when I'm cooking it, just because cross-contamination is just such a nasty thing. I don't want to get anybody sick. So food safety, always important. Okay, so Karen says it's supposed to be liquidy. The peanut sauce is good then. Thank you, Karen, for your expert opinion. All right, so I guess really for you guys, y'all may have it where you can go ahead and get your chicken all cooked and whatnot. I didn't want to crowd the pan, especially on my little cooktop here. I don't want to take forever for it to cook. Then again, dividing it into two also takes a little bit of time. So y'all may be ahead of me. I'm just going to rearrange things here because there's a lot going on. Y'all can see. I did, and if you, because I wasn't sure how much time we would have, I did go ahead and do all of the prep for the other veggies. So my cabbage, if you wanted two things, I did a test earlier to see if I would be able to record the lives, and I did. So it is something that will be available recorded as well. So I'll be sending everybody an email out about that. And in doing so, I was just testing that out and preparing my cabbage and then my carrots through the shredder blade. This is more like confetti now. My cabbage is confetti. I decided not to use the slicer blade, even though that was my better judgment. But anyway, so these are all ready to go. And then also right now, while we're waiting for our chicken, if you haven't cooked your edamame, you could go ahead and do that too. So the products that I found, and I don't know what you'll have or found in the store, but it was just a frozen shelled edamame. I think that's what I had on the grocery list. It just required a quick microwave just for the 1 cup. I did it for about 2.5 minutes just till everything seemed warm, and it's good to go. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing here too. My peanut butter, the natural peanut butter, how it separates is liquidy. So that's probably what I was kind of thinking might have contributed to liquidy sauce. But still, glad to hear that our texture is right. Okay, and if you also haven't washed your blueberries, now would be a good time for that. My blueberries, these things are huge. This is what was on sale. These giant blueberries, I don't know if you can tell, but like, oh, geez, throwing things. Again, that's my life. They're huge. This thing is huge. So just a few of those go a long way. I'm going to go ahead and flip this chicken. And I'll start getting everything ready. While that chicken is finishing, we'll go ahead and start putting together the wraps. Unless you're still waiting on yours to finish cooking, you'll just let me know. Because I also forgot to get lettuce out of the refrigerator. So instead of chopping, I'm just going to use the bagged hearts of romaine. So I'll set that over there. Instead of getting a 10-inch tortilla, I opted for some of these flatbreads. I couldn't find a tortilla that I was happy with. Normally, I like to get a multigrain or like a flax, lower carbohydrate tortilla, but they don't seem to make those in the bigger size like the recipe stated. So again, I opted for the flatbread. Grab two. And our chicken from the first batch, this actually kind of works out well because we can go ahead and do these first two while the remaining one is finishing. And that way they have rested a little bit, so we won't be losing all of the juices. I feel like that's one thing I've learned in the more cooking that I do, the importance of resting your meat. Is everybody doing okay? Oh, I've heard of lavash. I don't know that I've ever had lavash. You'll have to let me know what you think of that. Yeah, I was trying to find something that seemed a little bit bigger, and you know, just like the 10-inch size, but still not just a white tortilla. It really is. It can be hard to find some products sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I'm excited to try this. Hopefully this recipe is something that was different for everybody, not something they usually cook, or if it is, you know, a little bit of a spin. I always try to also find some way to incorporate, you know, fruit or vegetable or both. So I thought this one was kind of interesting with the blueberries. Seemed like a fun change. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of divide this up over here. You know what? My hands are clean. And I have this other one that's kind of a small chicken breast, so I'm going to donate a little bit. Get a spoon out here. And I'm going to go ahead and put the sauce on. It does look like a good consistency for this, just so you can get a little bit of flavor with every bite. Okay. So I'm going to open up my other containers that I have sitting here. Again, sorry, it's a little cramped. Is anybody else edamame fans? I like edamame. Then again, I also really like tofu. So ugh. You have to be so strong with these. Oh. All right. I'm giving up. I'm getting the scissors. I like my edamame with salt too, Amy. And the recipe calls for getting a cup of the greens. I'm just going to sprinkle them on. That's the beauty of being at home. You don't always have to measure everything, especially something like this. Put as much or as little as you want. Of course, you know, it's being a vegetable, I would encourage more, but you know. You do also have to be able to roll this up, which I'm notorious for overfilling anything like a burrito or burgers. The first time that my husband and I had burgers together, he looked at me like I was nuts because I filled it up so big I could hardly hold it. Between avocado and all the veggies, it was a bit much. But it was very tasty. And I think I probably have way more than the recipe called for in terms of the cabbage and carrots in my little containers. So, again, more the better. I bet our chicken is getting close to being finished. Yeah, rolling this thing up is going to be kind of hard. Huh. Thanks. Thanks, Leigh. All right. And on to the blueberries. And then we'll take our chicken off. These are just the most gigantic blueberries I've ever seen. Well, one of them is done. Mine is not so not so pretty, but it's pretty with color. It's pretty with ingredients. It's just probably way overfilled again, not surprising. And welcome to my crazy kitchen. Now that you've seen it live, now you can all judge me. It's fine. My food is pretty good and it's usually healthy. So, all right. I am going to go ahead and just transfer this chicken over to this plate for my next one that I'm going to make so that I can use this cutting board. Do a temp check on this chicken. I think one of them will be done. It's my thinner piece here. What's everybody's thoughts? Everybody doing okay? So my thinner piece of chicken is finished cooking. We'll check this thicker piece here. Looks like it's finished as well. All right. I don't know that my technique is always the best, Sophie. But I try. Okay, so I have both of these have reached their temperature. I'm going to turn off my thing so now it's a little quieter. And I'm also going to move this so I don't knock it off. So much quieter. Oh, I bet you do great in the kitchen, Sophie. Okay, so now that I have this one finished here, like I said, I'm going to let that sit for a little bit while we build the second one. Or at least move it so that I can taste it. So let's see. Amy, did you taste it? Oh, hey, that's okay. I'm sorry. I just saw your comment about marinating. The recipe even said that you could marinate it for just an hour. I just figured it would be easier for everybody to marinate it overnight. That's what usually works best for me. And that way you have plenty of flavor. So even if you rushed it a little, I bet it's still very yummy. I'm excited to try this. What time is supper? Well, it's going on right now. Okay. Yep. I do not have enough room for all these ingredients. All right. I'll start building that one in a second. But I'm going to try to sample this one because I'm going to cheat a little bit. I apologize if you hear my dog crying. She's took herself upstairs and now she wants down. All right. Yep, I'm really bad at rolling these things. Thank you. Here we go. It's good. I think probably we'll just go ahead and wrap this up so that you can finish or start eating rather than having to watch me finish all of this. But again, sorry that we started late and that just you experienced what my chaotic kitchen looks like. So I still hope you all have fun. And if we try to do this again, I will be on my A game, I promise. You live and you learn. And you find out which settings to set so that you get them correctly. But it's been fun. I hope that all of you have enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoy this meal. And let me know if you have any questions or any comments. We definitely went over time, so I apologize on that as well. But does anybody have anything to add? Oh, you're so welcome, Sophie. Thanks for joining us. I have enjoyed this, so I hope y'all have enjoyed it as well. It looks like everybody's ready to eat, so I will go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, I've got a few more of these to make. Well, at least finish one other one that I've started here. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you for your wonderful input too. I appreciate your assistance. All right. Well, enjoy everybody. Have a great weekend. And I will be putting up some more videos soon. So keep an eye out for those as well. And again, have a great evening. Enjoy your supper. Bye, Sophie.